Hi everybody, I'm Stephanie Bursch. I wanted to bring you a yoga class today that would help you get grounded in this time of uncertainty. So go ahead and get comfortable on your yoga mat. If you have any props at home, feel free to set them up outside of your mat, and we're gonna get started. So if you have a blanket to sit on, we're gonna start seated today. You can just take your blanket and just place it underneath your sitting bones here, just to find a place to start to ground yourself. Once you're seated, whether you're on your blanket or on your mat, just take a moment and just gently lift the sitting bones that you're completely grounded with the earth. Draw the shoulders down the back, sitting tall. Take the hands and just place them face down so that the palms are facing the earth and connecting to the legs. And then I want you to draw the shoulders down the back, lengthen through the spine, and start to find a soft gaze or eyes closed. I want you to just start by connecting with the breath. So taking long, deep inhales through the nose, taking these first few breaths, exhaling through the mouth. So inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And one more. Inhale through the nose, exhale through your mouth. And then you're going to bring the breath, so the inhales and the exhale breath is through the nose. So inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. We're going to start to count the breath just to keep us connected. So on your next inhale, I want you to find a count of 1, 2, 3. And on your exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. You're going to do this a few more times on your own. If you start to get lost in your thoughts, just give yourself permission to do so, knowing that when you are ready, you'll return to the breath. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. As you continue to connect with your breath, I invite you today to try and shift your mindset. We have this huge focus on what if, right? There's so many things that are unknown right now, and it's hard not to let the mind go there. So I'm inviting you to change your mindset from what if to what is. So changing the what if to what is, allowing yourself to use this to keep us in this present moment, to keep us grounded, especially when the mind starts to wander in this time of uncertainty. What if becomes what is. What if moves into what is. And then you can bring your hands to your heart, creating this mudra at your heart, Anjali mudra. Press the thumbs into the sternum and gently bow the chin towards the chest. I want you to use this time here, this breath, to find gratitude for all the what is in your own life right now, shifting your mindset from that what if. And then you can gently release the chin back to neutral, release the hands from the heart. You're gonna take a long, deep inhale here, reach the hands towards the sky. And as you exhale, take a nice gold pose of the arms, just opening the heart space. Okay, all right, we're gonna do this with the breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, open the heart. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, goalpost the arms, open the heart. Right? And this time, as you inhale, reach up, you're going to exhale, take the right fingers behind you, and then reach that left hand all the way across the thigh, finding your first twist today. Right? You're going to sit long and tall in the spine. Take a long, deep inhale breath. And as you exhale, start to rotate the torso, taking the gaze towards the back of the room. You're going to find 3 long, deep breaths here. And start to gently bring your way back towards center. Inhale, long spine. As you exhale, you're going to start to move yourself the opposite way. Take those left fingers behind you and then reach that right arm as far as you can, taking it outside the thigh. Take another deep inhale breath. As you exhale, just moving through the torso here and taking the gaze towards the back of the room. And starting to move your way back towards center. Inhale, reach up. This time we'll move with a breath to breath ratio. Exhale, as you take that, move yourself towards that right side. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale to the left. And moving with the breath. Inhale at the center. Exhale as you move to the right side. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. And this time, come all the way back to center. Just gently take the hands back down to the thighs, sitting tall on the spine. As you inhale, you're going to exhale, just gently drop that right ear to the right shoulder. If you'd like to go a little bit deeper in this next stretch, just start to reach those right fingers, gently reaching for the top of the head, and just allowing, without pulling down, just allowing a little bit deeper of a stretch here, using your breath to deepen the stretch. And then you can release the hand down, bringing the chin all the way back to neutral. Lengthen through the spine. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, just letting that left ear drop to the left shoulder. And again, if you'd like to go a little deeper, just letting the fingertips come up, gently pulling down, creating a little bit more space. If this opposite shoulder wants to pop up, draw it down so the shoulders stay even here, taking that shoulder out of the ear. And then releasing the fingers, just bringing yourself all the way back to neutral. And this time, inhale, reach the hands back up. And as you exhale, let the right fingers float over, just finding a nice side bend towards that right side. And coming all the way back to center, and then allowing the left fingers to come over and just reaching. And coming all the way back to center, inhaling. As you exhale, you're gonna walk the fingers all the way forward, just coming gently on the fingertip. Reach through the spine here, take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, just walking the fingers all the way over. And come back to center, inhale. As you exhale, walking your hands the opposite way. And then moving all the way back to center, we're going to shift our way right into the shape of tabletop. So if you have any pressure or any discomfort in your knees, you can set up your blanket to place under the knees here. Okay, just to give a little bit of extra support, you're going to bring yourself into the shape of tabletop. You're going to spread the fingers wide, stack the shoulders directly over the wrist. The knees are hips distance. And if you peek between your hands, you shouldn't be able to see your shins or your ankles. So just make any adjustments so that the ankles are directly behind the knees. And then you'll move through cat-cow here. So the idea here is to release the low spine. So you want to do this really slow so you can sort of move through each vertebrae and coordinating it with the breath. So on your inhale, you're going to gently lift the tailbone up. Right? As you exhale, you're going to round through, creating this shape of a cat. Right? So think about when you move into that cow shape that you're reaching with the tailbone, like you're pulling the tailbone all the way up. Right? As you exhale, you move into that cat shape, like you're doing a little bit of a mini sit-up here. So you're drawing the belly into the spine, so that you can actually use the whole spine here and not just move through that low spine. Right? Inhale, moving slowly, reaching from the tailbone, lifting all the way into those upper vertebrae. And then as you exhale, rounding through. Inhale as you lift. And then exhale, moving into that shape. So I invite you to close your eyes here and see if you can find the connection with cat-cow with the breath. So every time you inhale, you're moving with that lift in the tailbone, exhaling, rounding through the spine. And we have the tendency here to move really fast in this pose. So I want you to see if you can slow it down. Part of dealing with uncertainty and our panic here is by putting ourselves in a little bit of discomfort and knowing how to manage that discomfort. So if you're used to moving fast and always being up and running, right, this idea of staying home is really hard for some of us. So just take your time here, move into a little bit more stillness as you move through some of these poses today. Right, next time you come through your full round of cat-cow, you're going to move into a neutral spine. You're going to extend those right toes out behind you, press through that right heel. And then you're going to take that right foot, cross it all the way over, press through the left toes. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, take your gaze over your left shoulder. And then coming all the way back to the shape of table, we're just going to switch sides. So on your next breath, take those left toes out, just stretching through the left foot. And come back to a neutral spine, lifting the left leg. You're going to cross it all the way over. Take a long, deep inhale. As you exhale, take the gaze to the right. And start to bring yourself back to the shape of table. You're going to bring the big toes together, the knees apart, and you're going to sink back into child's pose. So walking the fingers forward to start to slowly reach the hips towards the heels. Keep the fingertips active here. If it feels available, the forehead can come to the earth. Take 5 long, deep breaths here. And then you're going to start to shift your way back to the shape of table. This time you're going to move into puppy pose. So you're going to keep your hips stacked directly over the knees, and you're just going to slide yourself forward. All right, just finding a little bit more space here in the spine. And And then from this puppy pose, you're just gonna slide yourself forward, coming all the way to the belly. Right? You're gonna set yourself up for Sphinx pose, right? Feel free to keep the blanket there if it creates a little bit more support. Otherwise, you can just lift the hips and slide the blanket out, right? So you wanna stack your shoulders directly over the elbows. You're gonna press through the forearms, right? In this pose, you wanna feel like you're releasing the low back. You're not creating any tension on the low back. So take a long, deep inhale. You're gonna reach that left foot towards the back of the room, press all 5 toes down, and then switching sides, extend the right foot towards the back of the room, pressing through the toes. So ground the toenails into the earth, press through the forearms, and then think about the sternum, the place right here, just between the ribs here. You're gonna start to reach that sternum like you're lifting it, like you're shining a flashlight towards the front of your room, right? Your belly should be like there's an ice cube under the belly button here. So if you're really sagging here in the belly, you're gonna create some discomfort in the low back. So you're gonna press the toes into the earth, the toenails, and then lift through, lengthening here, right? In this shape of Sphinx pose, find some length in the spine. Take a long, deep inhale as you exhale, just taking your gaze to the right. Come all the way back through center, and as you exhale, taking your gaze to the left. Come all the way back through center, and then just looking where your hands and your elbows are. You're gonna move into the shape of cobra. You're gonna take your right hand and replace the hand where the elbow is. And then you're gonna do the same thing for the left side, right? Once you're here, the elbows might wanna draw out to the sides, draw the elbows back, and then draw the shoulders down the back. We're gonna move into cobra here, right? So we'll find first, again, this space in the spine. So you're just inhaling, lifting up, drawing the shoulders wide. As you exhale, you're gonna come back down, allowing the forehead to rest on the mat. And inhale as you lift up. Exhale as you lower down. Right, so 3 more times with the breath, right? I don't want you to come here and have the shoulders in the ears, right? We're just trying to soften, keep the elbows bent, come all the way back down. I'm gonna just turn here so you can see what I look like from the front view. So I'm inhaling again, I'm trying to get my shoulders out of my ears, the elbows draw back towards the back of the room. Inhale, lift up, and then exhale, lower yourself back down. Inhale, lift up, exhale, lower down. All right, on your next round of cobra, you're going to inhale, come back to the shape of cobra, exhale, shift back to table, and then slowly sink back in that long exhale breath back to child's pose. And then you're gonna start to come back to the shape of table. All right. From table, we're gonna walk the hands a palm print forward and come into our first down dog. So you'll curl the toes. You're gonna start to keep the knees bent, lift the hips towards the sky. All right. If the hamstrings are tight, just take your time. There's nothing you need to do. The legs don't need to be straight here if it puts more strain. So you can still keep the knees bent, just finding that V shape in the spine, but reaching the hips towards the sky. And then just allowing the crown of the head to soften here, right? If the hamstrings are open enough, you can slowly straighten the legs and take your time just pedaling your feet, just taking your inhale breath, your right heel drops, exhaling. So trying to connect the breath again to the body. And then from this shape of down dog, we're gonna slowly walk our feet to our hands. Once you're here, you'll take your hands to your hips, hug the elbows together, and rise all the way to standing. Once you're in standing, set your feet up for Tadasana. Your feet are hips distance, second toe lines up in front of the ankle. Ground yourself through the legs. Use all 4 corners of your feet. Take a nice inhale, reach your hands towards the sky. Take your exhale, draw your hands to your heart. You're gonna pause here for a breath, just coming back to that mantra of I am safe right here, right now. Release the hands from the heart. Take a nice inhale, reach the hands towards the sky. As you exhale, slide the hand down, side bend all the way over. Come back to center, taking a deep inhale, just switching the hands, sliding that right hand down, side bend. And then come all the way back to center. Take that exhale, open the heart, gold post the arms. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, open. Right. Inhale, reach up. This time, as you exhale, you're going to take that right hand behind you. Keep the left hand to the front of the room, but notice if the legs turn. Try and keep the feet facing forward. Right. So you're trying to get the twist from the spine, not from the hips. Right. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, other way. So moving with the breath, keep the feet grounded here, using all four corners. Inhale, reach. Exhale, open. If it feels available, you can take the gaze towards the back of the room. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. And so we're going to go 2 more times. Inhale, reach. And exhale, open. Inhale, reach. Exhale, open. Okay. Inhale, come back to center. You're going to take your exhale this time, fold yourself forward. If you don't have blocks available, just soften the knees here, allowing the fingertips to touch the earth, and then take the crown of the head so the crown of the head reaches towards the earth. You're going to take the hands back to the hips, hug the elbows together, and rise all the way up. All right, we'll move through half sun salutation A. So inhale, reach up. As you exhale, fold yourself forward. Again, taking any amount of bend in the knees as you need. All right, on your halfway lift, you're going to come to this long spine. Try not to let the chin lift up, so you want to have this nice flat back here. Take your exhale, fold yourself forward. Press through the heels, take your inhale, rise up. Take your exhale, fold yourself forward. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold. Press through the heels, inhale, reach for the sky. Good. As you exhale, fold yourself forward. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine, and exhale, fold forward. Okay. This time, as you fold forward, I want you to reach for opposite elbows. Just gently ragdoll yourself here from side to side. And then you're going to release the hands, just take the hands back to the earth and step your left foot back, setting up for low lunge. So you're going to lower that back knee down, ground through the foot, take an inhale, reach your hands towards the sky. As you exhale, open the heart. Okay. Inhale, reach your hands. Exhale, goal post the arms. All right. And this time, as you reach the hands for the sky, you're going to take a moment here, just look at the legs. You want to think about really actively using the legs here. So you're pressing through the back shin. You're squeezing the thighs together. So you want to think about this right sitting bone is facing the earth. If it's out to the side, you're not going to get the full benefit of the posture. So squeeze the thighs together. Right? Now start to take that right hand, reach for the left wrist. Take a gentle side bend to the right side. All right, come all the way back to center. Take your right hand to your hip, and just like we did with that twist in the beginning of class, you're going to reach that left hand, take it all the way across the thigh, all right? And then you're going to drag that right elbow back. All right, so I'm going to switch sides here so you can see me better, but you're taking your hand to your hip, you're reaching, you're taking that leg, your arm all the way over, and then drag that opposite elbow back, right? You're going to stay here. Trying to feel again the twist from the spine. You can take the gaze behind you. I want you to find 3 long, deep breaths here. All right, and then you're going to start to unwind here. Inhale, reach your hands towards the sky. This time, as you exhale, bring your fingertips to the earth and start to straighten that, switching back to the regular leg, the right leg here. Okay. All right, so just finding some space. If you'd like to move with the breath, you can bend the knee, perhaps inhaling, reaching the hands up, and then exhaling, straightening the leg. All right, staying here for a moment, just turn the toes towards the inside, come back to center and towards the outside. All right, and then you're gonna rebend that knee. You're gonna lift the fingers, lift the back toes, step back to the front of your mat. All right, take your hands back to your hips, hug the elbows, rise all the way to standing. Inhale, reach the hands towards the sky. Take your exhale, bring your hands to your heart, just resetting yourself here, making sure the feet are hips distance, grounding through all four corners of your feet. Right, and then release the hands from the heart. Take your inhale, reach your hands towards the sky. This time taking that, reaching the wrist, the left hand reaching for the right wrist, inhaling and exhale, side bend. And come all the way back to center and then switching sides, lifting through the heart, exhaling is side bending. All right, come all the way back through. Take your exhale, goalpost the arms. Inhale, reach your hands up. Exhale, goalpost. All right, inhale, reach your hands back towards the sky. You're going to move back into those open arm twists. So taking that left hand in front of you, come back to center, and then switching sides. Right, so if you feel like you're a really big hip rotator, which I unfortunately am, I like to use a block here just to show you the difference. So I'm just going to grab my block. Right, pressing the block between the thighs helps me keep the legs facing forward. So I'll know if I'm moving my hips if the block moves. So I'm squeezing the legs here. I'm going to inhale, reach up. As I exhale, I'm opening up. Notice the block's not coming with me. It's staying towards the front of the room. Okay. Come back to center and then exhale as you switch sides. Okay. Right. Moving with the breath. Inhale, reach. Exhale, open. Come back to center. Exhale, opposite way. Okay. Right. Come all the way back to center. If you did place a block between your thighs, just go ahead and release it. Taking your inhale breath, you're going to exhale, fold yourself forward. All right, coming back to those half sun salutations, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Bring your hands to your hips, hug the elbows together, rise all the way up. Take your inhale, reach up. Take your exhale, fold yourself forward. Find halfway lift, long spine. And take your exhale, fold. All right, as soon as your fingertips touch the earth this time, we're going to switch feet. This time your right foot steps back, setting yourself up for that shape of low lunge. So again, you're pressing through the back shin, right? You're trying to keep the hips equal. All right, you're squeezing the thighs together so the legs stay active here, and then slowly inhaling. Oops, I lost my headphone here. Inhaling, reaching your hands. 1 second, my apologies. Inhale, reach your hands towards the sky. Take your exhale, goalpost the arms. Okay. Inhale, reach. Exhale, goalpost. Okay. Inhale, reach your hands up. This time, take that left hand, reach for the right wrist, taking a gentle side bend. And then coming all the way back to center, take your left hand to your hip. Reach that right arm tall, and then you're going to drag it across the thigh. Right, once you're here, because you're moving through the spine, you want to drag that left elbow back, right? You're still squeezing the thighs, using the legs here as you find your way into this twist. Right, so you're here for 3 long, deep breaths. And then you're going to start to unwind yourself. Good. This time, as you lift the back foot, you're going to walk yourself into a wide leg forward fold. So I'm just going to turn this way so I can see everybody. Just taking yourself, you're turning. All right, the feet are going to be in the shape of a number 11, and you're going to allow the crown of the head to soften and reach towards the earth. All right, find a long, flat back here on your inhale breath. And then exhale, just allowing yourself to soften. Good. Inhale, long spine, and exhale, soften. And because we're focusing on a lot of twisting today to release anything that we might be holding on to in our body, we're going to move into a twist here. So you're gonna just take your left hand, so it's in front of the face, right? You'll take your right hand to your hip, right? If it's hard for you, you can soften the knees, or you can even fingertip the earth here, and then you're gonna draw that elbow up, right? Depending on where you're at with your mobility, you can keep the elbow here, or you can reach the hand towards the sky. So really depending on where you're at with the openness in your shoulders. And then you're gonna come all the way back through. Take that right hand, place it directly in front of your face. Take the left hand, opening up. And same thing, the shoulder, if the shoulder's tight, just keep the elbow pointing towards the sky, right? If we come here, we're gonna lose the twist. So when I think about we're moving, we're trying to get those left ribs to come towards the sky. So if I had more space, if I had my block here, I'd have a lot more ability to open my spine. And then I'm gonna come all the way back through. I'm gonna walk myself back to the front of my mat and step my back foot to meet the front. Right. I'm gonna press through the heels, take my hands to the hips, and I'm gonna rise all the way back to standing, taking that inhale breath, reaching up, taking the exhale, bringing my hands back to my heart, and just pausing here, coming back to that mantra of I am safe. I am safe right here, right now. All right, you're going to come all the way back, reach towards the sky. Again, if you have a block handy, we're going to move back into those twists. So just taking your block, squeezing it between the thighs, inhaling, reaching up, and then exhaling. You're just opening up without the hips moving. So you're using the block to keep the hips centered. Come back to center, and then exhaling, switching sides, right? Again, if you start to open here, you can take the gaze towards the back of the room. Inhale, reaching up. Good. Exhale, open. Good. All right, so moving a couple more times with your breath. This time, as you come back to center, you'll take your hands back to your hips, and you're gonna step into the shape of high lunge. So you'll step that back foot, your left foot back, right? Your right knee is gonna walk forward. Don't let the knee and that right front foot go past the ankle, right? Just like we did in low lunge, you're gonna squeeze the thighs together so that you maintain that activeness here. And then inhale, reach your hands towards the sky. If your hamstring's really tight, feel free to soften that back leg. Take your exhale, open your heart. Okay. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, open. Okay. All right. Inhale, reach up, and we're gonna move into that right hand's gonna come to that right hip, and then you're gonna reach that left arm over, coming to that same twist that we just did. Drag that right elbow behind you. And just staying here for 1 to 2 more breaths. And then you're gonna start to come all the way back to this shape of high lunge. This time on your exhale, you're gonna shift yourself so you move into the shape of warrior two. So I want you to find a front heel to back arch alignment. That knee is gonna stack directly over the hip. And a really great tool for you, if you just peek over, you can see if that knee is falling in. I want you to pull it so the knee goes towards the pinky side of the foot. All right, take the gaze over the right fingers. Use the legs here and breathe. And then you're gonna start to float that back hand down the back thigh. Reverse the fingers here and reach, finding a reverse warrior, trying to still maintain that nice deep bend in the front knee. You're gonna come all the way back through, straighten that front leg, turn so that both feet are in that number 11 shape. Okay. And this time you're gonna reach the hands behind you. All right, you're gonna reach for opposite elbows, lengthen here, and then exhale, fold yourself forward. Again, you're gonna start to rise all the way back up. Okay, right. You're gonna take your hands back to your hips. You're gonna turn your right foot forward one more time, And as you inhale, rebend, come back to the shape of warrior two. Take that back hand, reverse your warrior. Right, come all the way back through, straighten the front leg, finding that number 11 shape. Interlace the hands one more time, but switch the grip, so opposite fingers on top, and again, gently fold yourself forward. Right, I'm just take these out here. You're gonna take your hands all the way back to the earth, and then you're gonna walk yourself back to the front of your mat. Okay. All right, so you're framing your right foot here. You're gonna take your left hand to the earth, and this time you'll find that revolve twist, reach that right hand towards the sky. Take both hands back to the earth, and you're gonna step the back foot to meet the front. Take the hands again to the hips, hug the elbows together, rise all the way up. Take your inhale, reach up. Take your exhale, pause, bringing the hands back to the heart. Just pausing for a breath here. All right, and now you're gonna just switch sides here. So that right foot's gonna stay in front, or left foot, my apologies, is gonna stay in the front. You're gonna step your right foot back, setting yourself up for high lunge on the opposite side. So squeezing the thighs together, trying to get the knee. So if the knee is here, right, you're gonna put pressure on that knee joint. So you wanna make sure the knee is directly above the ankle, not past it, right? Take your inhale, reach your hands towards the sky, and then exhale, open up. Okay. Inhale, reach. Exhale, goalpost the arms, opening the heart. Last time, inhale, reach up. Exhale, goalpost. Okay. All right, now you're gonna take that left hand to the hip. You're gonna reach that right hand, and you're gonna see if you can drag the hand across the thigh and drag that left elbow back. So again, you're squeezing the thighs together here, so you're using the legs. You're just here for 2 more deep breaths. And then you're gonna start to unwind. Use your legs here to inhale, reach the hands back up. And then exhale, warrior two. I'm just gonna flip myself around so I can see you better, or so you can see me better. Heel to arch, good. Inhale, same thing. Try not to let the knee go past the ankle, but if you're open enough, you can just take a nice deep, you wanna think about a 90-degree angle, right? You're using the back leg. If you're here, you're putting all the pressure on the front. So you wanna be able to use both legs here, right? Using the back leg as your anchor. So think about hips, or shoulders are directly over your hips here. Take the gaze towards the front. And then you're gonna slide that back hand down, reverse, and sink back. All right, come back to the shape of warrior two. Gently straighten the front leg. Turn your legs to that number 11 shape. And this time, interlace the fingers, right? Draw the shoulders down the back, lift the heart, and as you exhale, just sinking all the way down. Right. If this does not create openness in the shoulders and creates rounding in the spine, just reach for opposite wrist here, so you have a softer approach. And then you're gonna press through the heels, rise all the way back up. Good. Turn yourself back to warrior two, heel to arch. Good. One more time, reaching, taking the gaze over the front fingers, slide the back hand, reverse your warrior. All right, come back to warrior two. So just straightening the front leg, turning yourself back through, all right? You're gonna interlace the fingers again, but switch the grip, so the upward fingers on top. Lift the heart, and then exhale, fold yourself forward. Again, releasing the hands back to the earth. You're gonna walk all the way to the back of to the front of your mat, and you'll find that twist one more time. So just taking the right hand down, left hand's gonna reach, opening up towards the sky. And then you're gonna take both hands back to the earth. Good. This time, step the back foot to meet the front, press through the heels, take your inhale, rise up. Right, as you exhale, come back to the heart one more time. Right, so I'm going to leave you with just one final balance before we come into our closing. You can use a wall here if you feel like you need some assistance with balance, right? Every day it changes. Some days we need the wall. But see if you can shift yourself into the shape of crane pose, lifting that right foot up. Okay. Right? If you feel grounded here, inhale, reach up. Okay. Take the right hand behind you and take that left hand to the right leg. Okay. Right. So if you're using a wall here, I'll show you the option here using the wall. It'd be the same pose, except you would just, whoops, taking your right knee, I'm getting hit by a chair here. Taking your right knee, using my left hand to hold the wall, and then taking just that right arm perhaps towards the back of the room. And then we're gonna switch sides. So starting with that grounding through, making sure your right leg is grounded, lift the left leg up, okay? Notice where your hips are. If this hip is high, draw it down, inhale, reach. And then as you exhale, left hand comes behind, take that right hand to the knee, all right? So if this hand was not available for the balance, this back hand would be at the wall. All right, and then I'm gonna take myself back down. Good, I'm gonna fold myself all the way forward, this time bending the knees, coming into a squat, and coming all the way onto my bottom. All right, as I come all the way down, I'm gonna extend that left leg long. I'm gonna take that right knee, hug it towards me, and I'm gonna cross it all the way over. I'm gonna wrap my arm around, inhale, reach the right hand behind me, and find this seated twist, okay? If I'd like to go into a deeper variation, I'm gonna take that left hand and take it across my thigh, just like we've done in the twist today. Just again, taking the gaze towards the back of the room. And then I'm gonna unwind myself, just switching sides, hugging that left knee towards me, trying to get grounded on both sitting bones. Let that left leg cross over. Okay, take the right hand, hugging the knee, the left hand's gonna reach behind. Right. If I feel like I want a deeper variation, I'll take that right hand, just taking it across the thigh. Good, I'm gonna gently unwind myself. Good, I'm gonna take the legs straight, and then I'm gonna start to move my way onto my bottom, onto my back. So if you have a blanket, have it close by so you can cover yourself as we move towards Shavasana. So you're gonna come all the way onto your back. You're gonna just hug the knees towards each other, just taking a gentle roll here, side to side. Right, and then press the left foot down, find that number 4 shape, gently pressing on the right thigh. If you'd like to interlace the hands behind the back of the left thigh, just taking your time here, gently rolling yourself side to side. And then you can release that left foot. You're gonna find just a half happy baby, drawing that right knee towards that right shoulder. If you'd like to go deeper here, you can extend that left leg long. And then you're gonna release that half happy baby, just hugging that right knee towards you. If the left knee is still bent, extend it long. And we're gonna move through our final twist, taking that left hand to the right knee and pulling the knee across the body. All right, you're trying to keep that right shoulder grounded. So even with your blanket here, if you feel like you need a little support, you can just roll it up and place the blanket under that right knee. And just finding a few long, deep breaths here.
And you're going to unwind yourself, just hugging both knees again towards you. All right, press the right foot down, making that number 4 shape with the left leg, gently pressing the left thigh, right left toes stay flexed. And then when you're ready, you can interlace the fingers behind the back of that right thigh, just taking a gentle roll here from side to side. Releasing your hands down here, you're going to take that left foot, finding a half happy baby, either grabbing for the foot or if it's available to grab the bottom of the shin or the ankle here. And if you'd like to go deeper, just extend that right leg long. And then you're just going to start to hug that left knee towards you and gently pull that left knee across the body. Again, feeling free to use a prop here if you feel like you need some extra support under that left leg. And then taking the gaze towards the left, closing the eyes, just finding some long, deep belly breaths here. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. And then you're going to start to just unwind yourself and start to move toward the shape of Shavasana. So if you have any low back pain, you have a couple of options here. You can bend the knees and allow the knees just to fall into each other here. Or if you'd like to take the pose laying down and take the pressure off the low back, you can always place your blanket just underneath the shins here. Just creating a nice little bit of a roll. And just finding your breath. And gently begin to deepen your breath. And just taking some movement with fingers and toes. And taking as much time as you need here, you can gently draw the knees towards you and roll to your right side. As you pause in birth posture, just allow your practice to seal in, letting the residue of our yoga just stay with us once we walk away from the mat. Just using your right arm to gently guide you back to a seat. Let the head be heavy and the last thing to rise. And then just bringing your hands back to the heart space, just where we started class. The thumbs pressed into the sternum, bowing the chin to the chest. I am here. I am safe. I am here. I am safe. Om Shanti. Om Peace. Namaste. Thank you so much for watching. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel at stephaniebushyoga.com. And I hope to see you again on the mat.